So much of your environment and where you live impacts your health, has an impact on your family's health. It can influence how long you live. It's not just about, the proximity to the hospital. It's about living in a place where people take care of each other. Fortune analyzed over 1,900 cities to come up with our list of best places to live for families.
This is the third year that we're doing this list. Fortune partnered with a number of different data partners to look at 5 major categories, from financial health to livability to aging resources, education, and family health care. And so we looked at nearly 200 different metrics, looking at things like the social determinants of health. How close does someone live to a grocery store? What's the walkability index like? What's the social isolation risk for older adults?
We looked at housing prices, crime rates, diversity statistics. We were keeping in mind that our target audience is the sandwich generation, so the people who are raising kids, but they're also caring for aging parents or thinking about getting ready to care for aging parents.
This cohort of people is growing in the US because we are living longer simultaneously. We are having kids later in life. The number of people 65 and older is said to nearly double in the next 40 years. And so a lot of times people find themselves in that mixture of needing both resources for their aging parents when it comes to independent living homes, or just resources for older adults to thrive independently, as well as really great schools for maybe their younger children.
So we're looking at communities that are really investing in the resources that serve both the youngest and the oldest people who live there. A lot of edge cities and suburbs rose to the top of the list.
It's not necessarily the biggest city in the state, but it tends to be a city that might have really easy access to that urban center. We also tend to have a fair amount of university towns on our list. That really makes sense to us because a university will provide not just the students of that university, but the wider city ample resources when it comes to community events, healthcare, hospitals even. So we have Ann Arbor, Michigan in our top 10 this year as well. That's home to the University of Michigan.
Silver Spring is our #1 city on the list. Silver Spring is located just 6 miles outside of Washington, D.C., which is ideal if you commute there for work, and also the housing prices have come down just a little bit this year. Not only does it have the highest well-being index score of any city on our list, but it's also one of the most diverse cities on our list. The probability that 2 people in the city will be of different races is 73%.
What makes Silver Spring, Maryland stand out is that they are investing in the evolving needs of their residents over time, trying to support older adults beyond just the 4 walls of a hospital. So, for example, they have outings for older adults that join the village. They can go to a theater, they can go to guest speakers, they can all go to a museum together, they can have volunteers that help them take notes at their doctor's appointments, help with transportation. Research has shown that the most defining factor of our happiness by the end of our lives is the strength of our relationships. And there's no more important factor of where to find those relationships than where you live in the communities and where you live. And so that's why we have this list at Fortune, because the best place to live for families, is not just in the now, it's going to affect you in decades to come.